Andrea Reichert. I live at 73 Atlantic Avenue in Long Branch. I'm here today to talk to you about pickleball. Kathy was very nice to put a pamphlet in front of all of you, okay, that can just explain a couple of things I'm talking about tonight. So a quick rehash of what pickleball is in case any of you don't know, because the last time I spoke up here was before the other administration. Pickleball is a paddle sport that combines the element of tennis, badminton, and ping pong. It's played by all ages, especially seniors. It's a great form of cardiovascular exercise. And as a technical director of nuclear cardiology at Monmouth Cardiology Associates for 31 years, I know the benefits and how important exercise is. It's challenging, fast-paced, and competitive. It's played on tennis courts or dedicated pickleball courts. It's also the fastest growing sport in America today, especially among seniors. About January, I think, 2018, about a year and a half ago, we stood in front of the council and asked the city to line 2 tennis courts at Manahasset Creek Park so we could play pickleball. The city was fabulous. They did that for us. They also supplied us with nets to play on. Since we've had a very large showing with very successful, we've had a very large showing with very successful results. 20 to 30 players a day. I brought my buddies with me, my pickleball buddies with me. 20 to 30 players a day, close to 7 days a week came and played. Spring and summer have been fabulous. We played right into the fall. It's getting a little dark right now, so we can't really play after about 6 o'clock at night. And we'd like to thank the City of Long Branch for working with us to make this happen, because the city has been extremely supportive of us in establishing this program, more so than other cities around, because we've attended that to ask for courts. I'd also especially like to thank Mr. Carl Jennings, as well as David Brown and Tim Cox for before him, for their continued help and support to get this activity going in town. So what am I here to ask for? Okay, because of the overwhelming success of the pickleball program and the several meetings with Mr. Jennings, we're here tonight to ask the city to erect 9 dedicated pickleball courts with lights. The suggested location is Jerry Morgan Park on Long Branch Avenue. The existing tennis and paddle tennis courts are rarely, if ever, used. By taking advantage of the existing courts, it would reduce the overall cost of the project substantially. On page 4 of the handout, I have there's an aerial view of the existing tennis and paddle courts. And then on the next page, page 5, they're not numbered, I apologize, but you can just go through that. On page 5 is a preliminary suggested design for 9 dedicated pickleball courts that would maximize the use of the existing courts. The inclusion of lighting to the courts is critical to their design and maximum use. Included in these handouts are pictures of existing pickleball courts in New Jersey, as well as some articles and facts about pickleball that can explain its explosion of the sport in the area and all over the country. I'd now like to hand over this to my associate Kim Smith, who's an ambassador of the sport of pickleball, as well as a tennis pro and a pickleball teacher, to give some more facts on why we're asking for these courts.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Kim Smith, and I live at 22 Browns Lane in Fairhaven. I've been a pickleball ambassador for 4 years and a pickleball instructor for 3.5. The growth I have seen this past year with pickleball has been phenomenal. It's been threefold of what it has been within last year. The reason why the sport is so popular is a great workout. It's very social. All different people of different ages can play. All my kids play. We see parents out there with their 10-year-olds. Any age can play. It's for everybody. Right now, there's over 6,700 places to play in the United States. It's estimated that over 3.5 million people are playing, and there's over 700 tournaments every year in the United States, as compared to 400 tournaments in 2017. That's the growth we're seeing. Down in Naples this past year, there was a U.S. Open. They had 2,100 participants, and the U.S. Open filled up in an hour and a half. It was sold out. So it's just the sport is exploding. I just see it being such a great thing for Long Branch, especially with all the development going on. It's great for people coming into town, people that are on vacations. When people travel, they can bring their paddles with them. The USA has a website that you can go to and you can find places to play. So it's another activity that would be available for the Long Branch people that are traveling or the residents. The schools have it now. Long Branch Middle School has it. They have 8 courts. in their, or eight nets in their courts. 8 nets in their school, I'm sorry. As far as the growth rate, pickleball had a 13% growth rate this year, whereas tennis had a 3% decline, so it seems like people are going more toward pickleball. What else can I say? Brave socially? Seniors. What's that?
For the seniors, it's such a great sport because it's a social sport, and we know that, the seniors and above, a lot of times there's not enough socialization. It's just fabulous like that. It's exercise. It's amazing the amount of people, 55 and older, who are out there playing, and it's just become addictive to people. It's especially with the town of Long Branch, the growth in Long Branch. You see people down at the courts all the time. It's really been, it's been an exciting time for this sport. It's just a fun, good way to get together.
So besides building capitalism, it's easy. It's so easy for everybody to learn. I've done clinics where I've had a 75-year grandmother with a 5-year-old grandchild, and been out there and hit back and forth. So it's for all ages. In the U.S. Open, they even had the youngest player was 10, the youngest was 91. But besides it being social and very great workout, it's very mentioned. There's so much thinking that goes on, so much strategy. So it's play.
Oh, good, excited.
So we're just hoping that Long Branch would consider putting in some lit pickleball courts so that people that work during the day can play in the evenings. It would be really wonderful. Bob, did you want to start? Wait.
Hey, good evening. My name is Dwight Maycock. I live at 25 Asbury Avenue in Oceanport. I'm the president of the Monmouth Pickleball Club. There is such a thing. We're an extremely organized social group, very active through the whole county. We have a pretty large outreach program made up of people like Andrea, Kim Smith, and others that are sitting here in the room. Tonight, I just want to give you a real quick overview of what's happening specifically in Monmouth County as far as pickleball is concerned, so you can understand where Long Branch fits into the picture. We started this club in 2016. There were about 25 people total in Monmouth County that felt the need for it. We did that. It grew the next year some more. It grew again. At this point, we have 175 members in the pickleball club. And that is really limited and dictated by just the limitation of indoor space during the winter. During the summer months, the population swells. So in terms of membership in our club, Long Branch residents, at this point, there are about 25, out of the 175, there are about 25 Long Branch members. But what has happened this year, and this goes back, last year we had 10 public courts outside throughout Monmouth County. To give you an idea of what's happened, as they were saying, in the explosive growth of the sport, we now have 48 outdoor courts. In 1 year, we went from 10 to 48. Part of that is the 8 courts that we have at Manhasset. But we also did courts at Tyndall Park in Middletown, at Normandy Park in Middletown, in Eatontown, in Manalapan. We also did them in Atlantic Highlands, Little Silver, and the list goes on and on. So what's happening is everybody's taking unused tennis courts, which I'm sure you've driven by, and there's nothing going on there. You look at those, and as they said, you go by Manhasset Park on a Saturday morning, there are 50 people there. What happens, though, is that Manhasset Park, those are tennis courts, it's multi-use. We share the courts with tennis players. Long Branch sponsored a adult and child tennis clinic or camp during the summer. They took more than half the courts. The pickleball population just basically went away or was decreased. So what we're trying to accomplish is to have a home for tennis, a home for pickleball, and have both groups have a facility. What we've also done, and again, to give you some kind of idea of the growth, we've started a communication network throughout Monmouth County. It's a phone app. Everybody has phone apps for everything in the world today. So there's a phone app called Team Reach. We have every public park where we have these tennis courts basically on Team Reach. Beginning of this year, we started in Long Branch at Manhasset with about 70 people on the Team Reach app. Today, just through the summer, it's 225 people. Of the 225, 100 of those people are Monmouth Pickleball Club members. The other 125 are people in Long Branch that have driven by Manhasset, seen us playing, and now stop. And it's very common on a Saturday, Sunday, we'll have people coming from Wall Township, Manalapan, Marlboro, wherever. They're on their way to the beach in Long Branch. They stop, they play with us, they go to Pier Village. So it's something that brings people to the town. And also, in general, I don't think there's a 55-plus community that's been built in Monmouth County that does not include pickleball courts at this point. So if you're talking about development at Pier Village or any nearby areas, it's an amenity that that group would be looking for. So, you know, our little group, again, we promote the sport throughout Monmouth County, not just Long Branch, but Long Branch has become one of the key focal points. We have people coming to this town from all over the county, specifically to play pickleball, and it's all shared with Long Branch residents. The Jerry Morgan Park location would be a dynamic facility, especially if we had lights, so we can continue the sport during evening hours. So just ask you to take a look at the packages that was presented for you, and if we can in any way facilitate that, answer questions, or get you more information, we'd be more than happy to do that. Thank you.